Ever notice how some English words seem to follow you everywhere you go? You drop into a coffee shop, you open a textbook, you hang out with friends, and there it is.
We are talking about the ultimate multitasker of the English language, the verb take. But if you're tired of memorizing boring lists of phrasal verbs, you're in the right place.
Welcome back to the English Pulse. Today, we're moving past dry dictionary definitions and stepping directly into a living, breathing story. You're coming into the kitchen with two friends, Sarah and Jennifer, as they attempt to bake cranberry orange scones.
Through their conversation, you're going to see exactly how native speakers use take expressions to talk about memories, handle challenges, and describe things moving fast. By the end of this short episode, your fluency is going to take off.
Plus, to make sure these phrases actually stick in your brain, we've built two interactive quiz questions right into the breakdown. We'll give you a 3-second countdown to test your skills before we reveal the answers.
It's practical, it's fast, and it's delicious. Let's head over to the kitchen and listen to the dialogue.
Wow, looking at all these different steps and instructions in the cookbook, it's a lot to take in at first glance.
I know it looks intimidating, but I really wanted us to take on a challenge together today. Cranberry orange scones are worth the extra effort. Toss in those dried cranberries and that fresh orange zest for me.
Done. You know, you really take after your mother. She was always whipping up some amazing, elaborate dessert every time I came over when we were kids.
That's so true. Honestly, just smelling this fresh orange zest totally takes me back to my youth. I can still picture the very first batch of scones she ever made for me right here in this kitchen.
That is such a sweet memory. Hey, look at us. Now that we've actually started forming the dough, the whole process is really taking off. It's moving way faster and smoother than I expected.
See, we are a great team. Now we just have to wait about 20 minutes for them to bake.
So tell me, how are things going with that new apartment you looked at last weekend? Did you ever hear back from the landlord?
Oh, it's perfect. It has a huge bay window in the living room with so much natural light. The only catch is the bedroom closet is a bit small, but honestly, I love the neighborhood so much that I don't even care.
That's amazing. You can always buy a clothing rack. What about your weekend plans? Are you still going to that weekend street market downtown?
Definitely. My sister's coming with me, and we plan to just walk around, look at the local art stalls, and try some of those famous food trucks. You should join us if you're free on Sunday.
That sounds like a plan for the weekend. I'd love to try food truck menus.
Oh, wow, look at them. They might be a tiny bit thicker and more rustic than a standard bakery pastry, but look how soft the centers are.
Oh my goodness, Sarah, they are absolutely melting in my mouth. They are completely perfect. We don't need to change a single thing. I will gladly take them as they are.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Now that you've watched Sarah and Jennifer make those delicious cranberry orange scones, let's break down the powerful English phrases they used.
Take is a massive verb in English, but today we are mastering it in context. Grab your notebooks.
First up, Jennifer looked at the recipe and said it was a lot to take in. To take in means to mentally absorb, process, or understand a large amount of information.
You will almost always hear native speakers say, "Wow, that's a lot to take in." Use this when you are reading a heavy textbook, listening to a long lecture, or receiving big news. If your brain feels full, you are trying to take it all in.
Next, Sarah wanted them to take on a challenge. What is the difference between taking on something and just taking it?
To take an object means to physically grab it, but to take on a task or a person means to accept a challenge, a responsibility, or a fight.
Think of it this way. If you take a gorilla, you're probably stealing it from a zoo, which is highly illegal. But if you take on a gorilla, well, you're entering a boxing ring with a 400-pound primate.
Good luck, you're gonna need it. Always remember that the tiny preposition on changes everything.
Before we hit the next verb, let's talk about zest. In baking, when you want a tangy, fresh, punchy flavor, you grate the outermost colorful skin of a citrus fruit, like an orange or lemon. That's zest.
And speaking of family recipes, Jennifer said Sarah takes after her mother. To take after means to resemble an older family member in appearance, behavior, or character.
Don't confuse take after with look after. Look after means to care for or babysit someone, like when you look after a little brother.
Take after means you inherited their traits. You take after your mom because you both love baking.
The smell of that orange zest took Sarah back to her youth. To take someone back means that a smell, a song, or a photo triggers a powerful, nostalgic memory.
You can also use similar expressions like bring me back to or say that something is reminiscent of your past. For example, you can say, this song takes me back to high school, or this weather is reminiscent of my childhood summers.
Jennifer noticed the baking process was taking off. In our dialogue, this means it suddenly became highly successful, fast, and smooth.
But take off is the ultimate multitasker of phrasal verbs. It has several other massive meanings.
First, for airplanes, it is when a plane leaves the ground and flies into the air. Second, for clothing, it is the act of removing clothes or shoes, like when you take off your coat.
And third, you can use it when you go to sleep or rest by taking time away from work. You can tell your boss you are going to take the next 2 days off to sleep.
During their girl talk, Sarah mentioned her new apartment but said the only catch is, we use this phrase when something is mostly amazing, but there is one hidden drawback or negative condition.
It creates a perfect balance between a good thing and a bad thing. For example, the job pays incredibly well. The only catch is I have to wake up at 5 a.m.
Now, let's talk about those rustic scones. Rustic just means they look homemade, slightly uneven, and beautifully unrefined, which actually makes them look way more appetizing.
Scones are a legendary tea snack that come in countless shapes and flavors. They are usually divided into two worlds: savory, which is salty, spicy, or herbal, like bacon, cheddar, and chive scones, and sweet, which is sugary and fruity, like our cranberry orange ones with icing.
I definitely prefer sweet fruit scones with lots of icing. Let us know in the comments if you prefer sweet or savory.
Finally, the girls decided to take the scones as they are. To take something as it is means to accept someone or something completely, flaws and all, without trying to change them or fix them.
It's a beautiful phrase for relationships, too. You can tell someone, you don't need to change for me, I take you as you are.
Let's see how much you absorbed with a quick quiz. I'm going to give you a sentence with a blank space.
You have 3 seconds to guess the correct take phrasal verb. Ready?
Wow, this old photograph really... to the summer of 2015.
The answer is takes me back. Great job if you got it.
Last one. Let's see if you get fooled by the prepositions.
I am so stressed because I decided to way too many new projects at work this month.
The answer is take on. Remember, to take on means to accept a heavy burden or challenge.
And that's your complete breakdown of the verb take. You took in a lot of information today, you took on the challenge, and your English fluency is officially taking off.
Go treat yourself to a scone, give this episode a thumbs up, and practice these phrases in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.